What's up, guys? Welcome to B Sports Picks. So yesterday in the VIP, we almost had a sweep, a 3-0 day, but Alabama messed it up. We only lost that one bet by 1 point. I'm going to show you the receipts for that, but I also want you to stay tuned because I have a very strong play in the NBA that I'm going to hook you guys up with. I'm going to show you the exact slip, and then I'm also going to give you massive value on something that I just created. I want you to stick around because I'm going to show you some massive value inside the college basketball, something that I use the NBA as a template, but you're going to see it transferred over to college. It's going to be huge for March Madness. Stay tuned for that. So this is not an excuse, but I'm just putting it out there. I'm not that great, or I have not been that great with college basketball. I have not looked at it deeply besides this year. This year has been the only kind of year that I've been looking at it deep. But now that I have all the information that I'm going to show you, you're going to see how much better that's going to be for us. Overall, like I said, it's not an excuse. We still had a decent overall record in the last couple of days, even though I was not that great with college. So now let's get back into NBA. I'm so glad that it's back. And then let's get right into it. All I ask right now, guys, if you really do enjoy my videos, please like, please comment, please subscribe. That really does go a long way. Also share this with a couple of buddies. That really does help the algorithm get pushed out. So I really do appreciate you all that do that. So you can see right here, Alabama, they ended up winning by 2. I had them at a -2.5. So this was actually just something called a straight bet, trying to get the best odds. And that was what the line was. It was actually at a -4.5. I bought it back 2 points, and they only ended up losing by 1. So that was the only loss we had yesterday. And then this was a huge spread. It was Gonzaga at a -13.5. They ended up winning by 21. So this was a very easy win for them. Then I took a 2-leg parlay right here. You can see Kansas also won by about 22 points. These guys won about 21 points. So this was a very easy parlay as well. So overall 2-1 record yesterday on the VIP. I did not throw out a free pick in the morning because I just didn't like anything. Then as I started looking deeper into stuff, that's how I came up with those plays. If you don't want to miss out on all our plays, go to the link in the description, click on free picks, but also click on where it says VIP so you don't miss out on all our plays. Now let me get right into the plays for today for basketball for the NBA. Now, one of the first things I like to look at is the back-to-back report. But as you know, NBA just came back from All-Star break, so there is no teams on a back-to-back today. But I always like to look at that first. Then the second thing I like to look at is the projections. You can see right here, the Rockets are supposed to win by 5. Cavaliers are supposed to win by, what is that? I don't know, 18 or something like that. Hawks are supposed to win by 1. That's actually weird. I got to look deeper into that one. That does not make sense. Pacers are supposed to win by 2. Knicks are supposed to win by 3. The current line I was looking at is -4.5. Then you got the Raptors to win by 6, the Spurs to win by 9, and then the Celtics to win by 8. These are just projections. Next thing I like to look at is the line move. I want to see where the lines are going. So what this is the sharp money coming in and pushing the lines. So for example, right here is the Magic started at a 228. I'm not going to go through every single one of these. Please make sure to take a screenshot so you can do your own research if you want. If you want access to this tool, it's called a Sharp Edge. You get 2 weeks for free. The link is in the description for this. And again, I'm not going to go through every single one of these, but I am going to give you a very strong parlay that I like. So overall, like I said, Magic is right here. Look at this one. This actually dropped even more from earlier today. This is a 223. It went down to 211. This dropped 12 different points. So then again, it says to take a look at the nuclear play at a under 223. This is actually going to be our first leg, but I'm going to explain it deeper than this. All right, guys, I'm not going to get into all the other ones, but you can see there's a lot of plays here to take a look at. Now, this is the exciting news. I'm going to get deeper into this in a little bit, but I actually added a few tools here. So I already explained this the last couple of days. I'm going to talk about it even deeper. Not today, but in next video. So you can see Poly Tracker and the Kalshi leans. Again, I'm going to talk about these two right here, just in depth in a separate video. The one I'm excited about today that I said to stick around for is college basketball. Let me click into this so you can see. I just added this overall. I'm not going to go into all these details, but it does have the same feel, layout, and even more information than the NBA. I'm going to explain what that means. These are all the projections. Now let me click into one of these, and you can see it does have the same look and feel as the NBA. It gives you all the projections. It gives you situational insights. It gives you the overall projections, how good the team is, how much they suck, what's the win probability. So I'm actually going to update the NBA to look more towards like this in the future. But check this out. I'm still working on getting the statistics in here. And then this is what I'm really excited about. Look at where it says deeper research. It gives you a full breakdown. And these are the breakdowns that I pretty much use in order for me to make these videos. So it's going to be inside the college right now, and then eventually it's going to go into every sport. But again, that is something that I'm very excited about, and then I'm not going to get deeper into that. But that is what I wanted to show you guys. Now let me get into the first play right here. Is going to be the Celtics and the Warriors. You can see how many injuries. This is a lot of injuries. The big ones are Stephen Curry. He's out. And then we already know that Butler is out for the entire season. And we also know that Tatum has been out. So all these numbers are baked in. But the new one is Curry. He got injured. And you can see they are very depleted over here. And over here, they pretty much have their entire squad except for Tatum. Now, if we look deeper into this, you can see the Celtics are supposed to win this game. What is this, by 7 points? I'm not looking at the spread, but the line does show that it went from a -2.5 to a -5.5. If you want all our plays, go to the link in the description, click on VIP. The line is shifting in their favor, even though the public is supporting it heavily as well. The one I'm looking at, the first one I'm going to give you is the under on this play. I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm going with. So let me give you some information here. The line started at a 223. It went all the way down to a 211. What's even crazier is that 88% of the money, and what's even crazier is that 88% of the bets is coming in on the over, and 81% of the money is coming in on the over. So this is a very slight under on the money and the bets, yet the line is shifting 12 points down. So that's a reverse line move, very heavy. Now, one very key indication here, it says that the Golden State Warriors in their last 12 games, they actually only hit at a 25% hit rate. What this means is that they do not score a lot. Now, you add to that fact that they do not score a lot, and it does say that the over here, so it's a contradiction, but that's why people are probably, the public is all over it, because they're looking at this 87% right here, but that doesn't matter. The line is saying a different story. It's going on the under. Not only that, but like I said, the injuries, you got Stephen Curry that's confirmed out with a knee injury. Butler is out for the season. I mean, take a look at who they're going with. Seriously, look at this, who they're going with. Where are the points going to come from? Now, if we look at the Kalshi markets, this is pretty much the prediction markets. You can see they have it on the under right here. You can see they have it on the under right here. This is very heavy, 86% hit rate on the under 232. Now, granted, that's actually already 20 points above what the current line is, which is the consensus of 213. But this is a very key indication that the prediction markets are on the under. Now, let me make this very clear. I really love this play because it's going down 12 different points, and there's a lot of injuries, and the public is not seeing that. They only see the 87% on the over, and everything else points, the sharp money and everything else points towards the under with all the injuries. So the first leg of this, I'm going to give you guys, and then I'm going to show you the slip at the end so you can see it and you can take a screenshot. But the first leg of this, I'm going to buy it back up to the original line of 223 on the under. Again, that's under 223 for the Celtics and the Warriors as a first leg of this 2-leg parlay. Now, before I continue, guys, I like to show this. This is actually part of the posters that we post on YouTube. So if you're not subscribed, this is worth it alone. You would get all these posters every single day. And these are not our final plays. These are just strong players that have been hitting their lines. So for example, Grayson Allen has hit this 19.5, 10 games in a row. Sabonis is hitting this 23.5. And now these are points, rebounds, and assists. So take a screenshot. I'm not going to talk about this further, but we post these posters on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe for that. One other thing I started doing is these correlation bets. I've been doing this for about 3 to 4 weeks now. Basically, I'm taking the Kalshi lines that I've been talking about, and then I take the consensus line, and then I also take the line movement. If you don't know what this means, just know that there's 3 different data sets that are combined. And this one is, like I said, is the strongest one, which is the Boston and Golden State. And then you have these others, but these are less of a line move, but they still correlate. So what I've been doing is actually parlay 3 of these together to get somewhat of a plus 100 odds, somewhere around that field. I've actually shown a couple of wins when I do place these. These are not final plays. These are just strong correlation bets. All right, guys, if you haven't done so, I'm going to give you guys one more leg of the second 2-leg parlay. Please make sure you go to the link in the description, click on free picks if you haven't done that. That way you don't miss out on all the picks that we're throwing out for free. And also check out the VIP. Yesterday, I was not able to throw out a free picks. I already explained that. But I threw out 3 different plays in the VIP, so check that out. And also make sure you check out the Telegram and the Sharp Edge tool. The Sharp Edge tool is free for 2 weeks, and that's going to be more and more value added. And I'm actually raising the price to $50 pretty soon. So if you want to get this for free for 2 weeks and lock in the price of $20, then you can do that right there. All right, so for the second leg of this, I actually like the Nuggets to win this game outright, but I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to buy back a couple of points. I'll tell you exactly how I'm playing it. So Denver has actually dominated this matchup. So these numbers might not match up, but overall, Denver has dominated this matchup against the Clippers this season already. They've won 4 straight games in the regular season. The last 4 times that they've played each other, Denver has whooped them 4 different times. And each one of those times, they've won by an average of 13 points or more. They've also whooped them by double digits, like I said. Not only that, but they actually have been covering the spreads. So they win and cover the spreads. So that's decent if you wanted to take a look at the original spread. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell you exactly how I'm playing it. But let me go deeper into this. Denver is started at a -3.5. It's currently at a -4. So it did shift very little. Not only has the Clippers lost historically to these guys, but who's going to cover Jokic? I mean, look at this. Who's going to cover him? From all these 5 guys, they're going to rely on Brook Lopez. Are you serious? He's not going to cover this dude at all. Zubac was the one that could cover him somewhat decently, but now they got Brook Lopez in there. He is not going to cover him at all. So like I said, the biggest, strongest thing right now is that who's going to cover Jokic? Nobody. Brook Lopez is not going to cover this dude. Jokic is going to pretty much feast on this dude. So you might also want to even look at the over-unders for the PRAs for Jokic as well. I'm not going to do that. I already have enough plays for the day. So I'm not going to do that. Another very important thing is Cam Johnson is healthy. Jamal Murray, all of these guys are rested coming off the All-Star break, and now they have Cam Johnson back. So this is going to be a massive leverage against the Clippers today. Now, even though the Clippers do have Leonard, that does not solve the Jokic problem. So here's what I'm doing, guys. I'm taking the original opening line for the Boston Celtics. You can see how dramatic that moved. It actually is still moving down. I'm taking it at the under 2 to 3.5. I explained all the reasoning behind that. And then I'm taking the Nuggets at a plus 5.5. If you do that, I was able to get that on DraftKings for -137. Thank you so much, guys. I think we just crossed 4,300 subscribers, or we're very close to doing that. We're getting about 50 to 100 new subscribers per day. If you haven't done so, please make sure you click on subscribe. Also, make sure you click on like, comment, and share this video with a couple of buddies that you might know that do the same thing. Also, don't snooze on the sharp edge. I've been adding a lot of value now, especially with college basketball right before March Madness is going to be also a game changer. We have Poly Market in there now and Kalshi Market as well. So let's get into it. Thank you so much. Let's have a great day.